Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys, how are you? Good, I hope. Another beautiful European city square that I wish we had more of, or any at all, in over here in the US, but that's a different story. Preemptive like, Walter's World, great channel, love it. The original link to the video top of the description if you haven't seen it yet, want to check it out on your own. Let's get started.
Today we're in war.
Sorry, the don'ts of Poland.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're in Warsaw, Poland, for things you don't do when you are here in Poland. And I'm going to get off started, not even with number one. Before we even get started with number one, I'm going to start with number zero. The thing you need to know before you come here is don't tell or call the Polish Eastern Europeans. You will not make any friends saying that. If you look on a map, you'll see that Poland is actually in the center of Europe, a little bit.
Especially if you consider the fact that I feel like Eastern European is almost like when people say the West in the world, it's not exactly like it's more of like an idea, I guess. And if you look at Europe geographically, really like Ukraine is like the center of Europe. No, but because you have to, technically, the European boundaries go all the way to the Ural Mountains in Russia. And so if you include that, which is Europe, then the center of Europe is way further to what we would consider East Europe over here, I think.
North, but it's in the center of Europe, and they like to be called Central Europeans, not Eastern Europeans. So I want to get that one out of the way first, because that's probably your quickest don't to really upset people. So remember, don't say Eastern Europe, okay? Now, when you're going to meet the Polish people here, our second, or I guess our first don't for you is don't shake hands or say goodbye over the threshold, like in a doorway. People really don't like that. So either make it choose your side. Are you in the door or are you out of the door when you shake hands and say goodbye? Just one of those little things there. Okay. And if you do get to meet some Polish people and they invite you to your home, when you go there, if you see they're wearing slippers or they're not wearing shoes, you don't wear your shoes in the house either. It's kind of rude that way. So just three quick little ones to start.
So many of the rules in any of these videos I watch from Walter's World he's making a list, it's not going to be perfect. It's more from his experience. I'm sure a lot of it is true. But it seems like a lot of these lists can just be down to, like, be respectful and aware that you are not in your home country anymore. And that comes with the obligation to be a little more aware of what you're doing in order to not seem like you're so stuck up. So it's like, be respectful. I feel like all of these lists could be summed up in that way. Or a lot of each of the lists anyways.
Start off with, just to give you some ideas of hospitality here in Poland. So our next don't for you has to deal with the language. Look, don't underestimate how helpful a few words of Polish will be for you and your visit here, whether you're up in Gdansk, you're down in Krakow or Lublin or wherever, because we all know that no one watching this video probably speaks Polish unless you're Polish by ancestry.
Polish word pronunciation is so confusing to me. I don't know a single word in Polish, but there's some people from Poland on Discord I've interacted to and in comments, and the language is like letters don't make a sound that I think they're going to make, and it's because it's a Slavic language, right?
And the thing is the Poles know that, and so they learn. They see a lot of people speaking English or German or Russian and stuff like that to help out the tourists. But the thing is, if you know a few words in Polish, it really
rather than a Germanic
people
language.
Are really happy, even if it's just like dziękuję, which is like thank you, or prosim, which is please, or piwo, which is beer. I remember I was like piwo prosim. They're like, oh hey, they were so happy with it. And
what does the cool little like hook at the bottom of the E?
I was just like dziękuję, which is like
dziękuję?
Thank you, or prosim, which is please, or piwo, which is beer. I remember I was like piwo prosim. They're like, oh You know, they were so happy with it, and it really goes a long way to open up to people because you'll notice that people seem kind of dour and quiet and stern sometimes, and that's one way to open them up. Okay. Now our next don't for you is don't worry about busting the bank when you come here to Poland. Poland is an extremely affordable country to visit. Hotels, eating, drinking, all kinds of stuff, making merry. It is really cheap here. Also going to the museums is really affordable as well. So it's a nice place to check out. That's why when you go to Krakow, they get 10 million tourists from, high-end tourists to low-end, low income, not low income, but people that are spending a lot of money on tourism because it's not an expensive place to be. So that's a kind of a cool thing. Now my fifth don't for you kind of goes along with that cheap eating and drinking. Don't drink in public in Poland. Look, you can get arrested or fined for drinking in public. Now you see this nice square here. Yes, you can eat and drink at the restaurants and the bars like that, no problem. But if you're going to take some wine or a beer, some of the local beer, which are pretty good here, and go take that to a park and drink there with your friends, you can get in trouble with the cops. So make sure you do not drink in public. To go along with that, don't forget you need to have an ID with you all the time. If you don't want to carry your passport with you, what I do is I'll actually have
sorry for the drinking part and walking around. I that's definitely something already kind of intuitive, and it just feels weird carrying a beer or a glass of wine just like walking around. So I don't think I would have ever gotten in trouble there.
Make sure you do not drink in public. To go along with that, don't forget you need to have an ID with you all the time. If you don't want to carry your passport with you, what I do is I'll actually have my driver's license from home and a photocopy of my passport with my passport locked up back at the hotel. So you do have that because the cops could ask you for it if they really wanted to. They usually don't bother the tourists, so it's not that big of a deal, but just in case so you know. Now our next don't for you is don't try to pay with big bills. Now big bills are like 50 zlotys or 100 zlotys, like 100 or 50. If it's like under 20, because people ask you, oh, do you have anything smaller? They're always going to ask for a smaller bill. The thing is, when you go to the ATMs, it gives you 50s and 100s. But when you go get a beer or something like that, it's 7 or 8. I'm like, oh, do you have some smaller bills? You have some smaller bills? So when you go to museums, you go to like big stores and stuff like that, use the bigger bills there, the hundreds and stuff like that, to break them into 10s and 20s, so then you can go get your little snacks.
What is this? This is what I'm talking about.
Maybe you want your...
I'm not a big art person when it's just like... I love art when it's depicting like historical scenes or just fiction or not fiction, just like depicting a scene. Like if there's just like a painting of like a flower vase or some abstract art, it's just not my thing. I don't get any joy. Don't leave everything up to interpretation to me, please. I want to see a nice art that depicts something, and I could walk around this museum all day long.
Like that, to break them into 10s and 20s, so then you can go get your...
What battle is this? I was just learning about history of Poland, Lithuania. I don't know what this depicts, though.
Your little snacks. Maybe you want your little, Polish donut, or you want to go get a hot dog or something like that when you're here, or just grab a beer. You need that change, okay? So don't use the big bills here, right? Another don't I have for you is don't forget to tip when you are here. Usually you tip 10 to 15%. 10% is normal, 15% of it's good, but you can look on the menu, and some restaurants already put that 10% on there. I know the place I waited here on the square, remember, you're not going to bust the bank, so I didn't feel ripped off because it was so cheap. The 10% was already included. She was very nice and helpful. I gave her a little bit extra on there. No big deal, okay? And going along with that, when you pay your bill, they'll always ask you to pay with credit card or cash. And if you're going to pay with cash, if you put the money in the little thing and give it to them, don't say thank you unless you want them to keep all the money, okay? So let's say, you got 110 bill and you give them 150, you say thank you or dziękuję, they'll think, oh, a 40 tip for me, and they'll just walk away with it. You need to tell them, here's this, and then they'll bring your change back, and then you leave your tip like that. So you have those things there. What I try to do is just have the tip already there. Now you might tell them, look, I want to pay 140, and so they'll just have the tip from there and give you your 10 back if you have.
I feel kind of weird So you can just, yeah, you can just give him it and just be like, hi, thank you, or I can't say thank you, or am I overthinking this?
150, no big deal there. My 10th don't for you is don't be late. The Poles are actually pretty much an on-time kind of people, like their German neighbors. If you're going to be late to somebody's house you're going to visit, make sure you call or text them or WhatsApp them before so they know you're running behind, because it's kind of rude to be late when you are here. I mean, we were at the museum. I was at the museum this morning and it was supposed to open up at 10. The guy unlocked it like at 10:01 and people were like, come on, it says 10 o'clock, let's go.
That's like the opposite of, I watched a video of Walter's World on, I think it was Italy or Spain. I think Italy, where it was like the complete opposite. It's like, don't think that, sorry, it's just, it was the opposite. It's like, yeah, it might start at, 8:55, 9:05, I don't know.
So you do have that there, so make sure you are on time. And my last don't for you is don't fall for the nature tourism propaganda in Poland. Look, you'll see lots and lots.
I just want to say, for some reason, when I think of Poland and Polish people, I think of people in lab coats. I don't know why. Maybe there was like a World War II. I don't know. Just like people in a lab. It's like, oh, it's Poland. I don't know why.
And lots of nature tourism propaganda in Poland. Look, you'll see lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tourism videos about the nature of Poland. And there are some beautiful natures here. The Tatras Mountains in the south by Zakopane, when you go, skiing in the in the winter, you can go.
Sorry, if like I saw like a scientist in a picture and he's like pouring something into like a vial. I'm like, oh, it's Poland. No, I don't know what I'm saying. I just kind of spoke.
To the Missourian lakes, the north, it's just beautiful. There's castle there. There's all kinds of great nature here. But look, if it's your first time to Poland, focus on the cool cities that are here. Krakow is amazing with the town square and the clock.
Oh my God, you have to have so much history there, from Napoleonic Wars, World War II, maybe World War I as well. And I don't mean like history, just like when it's this certified state of Poland, just that area of Europe, Poland, Southern Baltics, maybe Slovakia, Czech Republic, Czechia. But just like, because there has to be so many overlapping battles from like Napoleonic Wars, World War II, World War I, or like 30 Years War, or what's the one with the Protestants versus Catholics one? There just has to be a lot of battlefields and history in Poland.
All the churches and the Wawel Hill, and you can go out to see Auschwitz and Birkenau, the concentration
camps.
I've
been to Dachau,
but experience.
That's the only one.
You can go to Gdansk in the very north and see that city. It's beautiful. Lublin, come here and check out Warsaw, and you can get around pretty easy. Don't worry about getting around. I guess it'll be another one. Don't worry about getting around in Poland. There's lots of buses and trains that go all over the place. It is a big country, so it does take time, but don't be too worried about it. Anyway, those are some of the don'ts we have about Poland. I actually have another don't video just for Krakow, the don'ts of Krakow, which I hope you'll check out. If you do like videos like this, we put out 2 travel videos every week, every Wednesday and Saturday. So please do click that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And you can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, obviously YouTube. And we really appreciate those likes and subscriptions. Oh, and comments. So I'll say bye from Warsaw.
Guys, so great video as always. But I do sometimes see some comments that like, oh, not just Walter's World, but other ones like, oh, this isn't the whole, this isn't all, like, it's not a great list about. I understand. I'm not trying to believe me that I'm not like forming my whole opinions on countries and cultures, countries from videos like this. So I understand there can be disagreements and, oh, that's not exactly true, or that is true. So just want to let you know I don't think that way. I know this is just one perspective, one video. But I do like learning about this stuff. So if you guys could give any comments, you guys are always awesome at answering any of my questions. Any comments at all, love to see them. Love you guys. Hope you're all doing well. And we'd love for you to like and subscribe. And hopefully we'll watch another video. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.